Hello, everyone. Welcome to the podcast. Once again, we are going domestic and international. We are joined, as always, by Lucas, coming from Poland. I'm sorry, from Poland, the man of Prometheus. We have Chris from Romania, and Robert. I haven't had a chance to see you visually, but I must say the three-time stacked winner of the Supplement Brand of the Year award. Congrats, and everybody
Thank you.
welcome.
Thank you, guys. Hi, how is everyone?
Thank you. Hey, nice to be here.
Robert, has the dust finally settled, or are you still on cloud nine?
It's settled, but the buzz is still strong. It's still going strong.
Okay. Did you have it? Be honest here. I know we're amongst friends and nobody's watching. Did you actually think you were gonna lose?
I
Yes.
was skeptical a little bit. I'm always like Lucas. I know had a conversation with Marina about it, but I was always like I like to hold back a little bit just in case. Lucas was very supportive and very encouraging, and he was very confident. He was way more confident than I am, and that helped me quite a bit. But listen, I knew that what we've done, I mean, it's no brainer, is absolutely remarkable last year. I think what we've done for the past 5 years is remarkable. But at the end of the day, it's still subjective, and it's still Shane who makes the decision. More or less, of course, I know how his mind works and what he's looking for. But at the same time, you never know until you know.
I mean, you released 186 products last year, and then obviously you were first in class, I guess, with the PEA product that I'm drawing a blank on.
Yeah, that one was sold out like in literally in days. We're trying to make more. It's not a very easy product to get, but yeah, that one was very, very good. Actually, Shane was lucky to try it, so I'm trying to get it back as soon as possible. And obviously, I want to send it to Lucas, and I want to send it to Chris because they very, very good, and they very honest with me. And I would say 9 out of 10, if not 10 out of 10, I get the approval. But to me, every time I get approval from those two, it really means a lot because obviously Lucas, he's been in the industry for such a long time and he really knows. And I never blow smoke anyone's ass, but Lucas is greatly, greatly responsible for Apollon's success. And I just want to take the opportunity and once again thank him for that because he introduced us to Shane. Like I said it before, he was the one who was like really, really behind the brand, and that means a lot. So I still go back and forth with him pretty much on a weekly basis and consult with him. And Chris, I've known him only, for a couple of months, but became instant friends, and he's extremely knowledgeable. So when it comes approval from those two, that means a lot to me. And I try to not let them down as well because Upon has a certain standard. And somebody posted yesterday, I think Castle from Australia, he posted that he ordered apparently from Carolina, the specialist, and he ordered it without knowing the supplement facts, without knowing the formula. And he actually said it in his stories. He said, well, it's Upon, so it can only be great. And something like that means the world to me. It means the world to me when people say those things. And Chris has been pitching ideas of flavors and stuff like that. So it's been really like a team effort with people that not getting paid, people that just love the brand and support me. And to me, that goes such a long way. So I mean, just want to take the opportunity, guys, to thank you for that.
Robert, I think we've discussed this numerous times. I think you're at the point now with Apollon that people don't even need to see the ingredient panel. It's more of like what category it is and maybe what flavor it's coming out in. Like I don't think anybody, and this is gonna sound bad, but I don't think anybody really gives a shit on looking at the ingredient panel because they know it's gonna be quality. Not negative, but you know what I mean?
No, no, I understand. And like I said, I take tremendous pride in it, but it still puts not necessarily pressure, but it makes it. Let's be honest, Lucas will attest to it easily, and Chris is also experienced enough. We've seen brands that maybe not of the same level that Upon does things, but pretty high level. Like, I'm not going to name anyone because if they want to, they can, where the brand will come up with very good products, excellent products, and then throughout time, we see that either they start cutting corners or they reformulate, but not in a direction of better, but actually in a direction of saving money, cutting corners. And on one hand, I'm not cool with it. That's just not my style. On the other hand, when you have challenges such as tariffs and you have challenges like protein prices and all the other crap that's going on, that's really really makes it hard. I do sort of understand that sometimes you have to make a business decision, but still, to hold that high quality and high expectations, definitely not easy.
For Chris and Lucas, I know you've tried a lot of the Apollon products, a lot of the drops last year. Was there anything that you knew was going to be good, but was like really surprised you even better than you expected?
I said it in my stories. Bloody hell,
Okay.
that stuff
I
was.
can say something. Uh, Both me and Masha were very, very nervous sending Chris the tiramisu. We were fucking freaking out. We didn't give a shit about
Oh,
Americans, but Chris literally put the living
no,
fear in me. And when he gave
no,
me like
no,
thumbs up, I
man.
was like, "Oh shit!" That was. It's funny because it's protein. It's not even a pre-workout. It's not a complex formula. It's just protein. But sending tiramisu to him was the scariest shit of the year.
Nah, no need. Um, I've already talked to you about tiramisu, and it's freaking great. I mean,
Something with a sound.
if you like the dessert, if you like tiramisu, you're gonna love the protein flavor. I mean, I can't figure out how somebody could do a protein flavor better than this.
Robert, can you not
Honestly,
hear us? Robert, can
I
you
can
not hear us?
hear you, but I cannot hear Chris.
Because I can
Eh,
hear him. Lucas, can you hear Chris?
I
yeah,
hear
I
you.
can
Yes,
hear.
Yeah,
I can hear everyone very well.
maybe
Hmm.
we're
Yeah,
not
okay.
connecting, Robert.
So
Yeah, maybe. Just Chris, I can't hear.
Chris, you're fine. You're fine. It's something with
how
Robert
about
then.
now?
Yeah,
Okay.
let me see.
Oh boy, better late than never.
Is
Yo,
it working?
Can you hear us?
Yeah,
Can
you
you
see, I
hear me?
cannot hear Shane.
Shane, can you hear us? Earth to Shane. Earth to Shane.
Fuck. Yeah, I can hear you.
So, Chris, to you, was it what product maybe was your favorite out of the Apollon last year you tried?
okay. Since Robic started the whole protein flavor discussion, I really was impressed with the carrot cheesecake. I
Okay.
mean, I didn't expect to like it this much, but it is absolutely a stellar flavor. I mean, I've had cheesecake before. I've had the carrot cake flavored protein powder before, but nothing that compares to this. It's a 10 out of 10 for me. And as a pre-workout, I say, I have a special place in my heart for Desperado.
Robert, you got everybody?
Yeah, yeah. No, it's fine.
Shane, are you
Can
back?
you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So Robert, out of all the products last year, what surprised you the most? Whether it's sales or just, I mean, what surprised you the most? Or maybe what was the number one seller?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I would say the. I would say maybe pre-99.
Really?
Yeah, because it was, I didn't expect that 99 servings, and especially we went a little wild on a label itself. That surprised me quite a bit. And then of all the releases, shit. You took me by surprise with this one. I didn't expect. I think that Healthline definitely, took off in 2025. I would even say that, as far as I remember, I was told that the Healthline outperformed some of the performance like pre-workouts. So that took me by surprise. And the reaction, even though it's technically this year, the fact that Assassin did not even have new Pep or anything like that, that is kind of illicit, that did not affect the pre-workout at all. So those are a few like minor surprises. Tiramisu definitely didn't expect that it's gonna take off. I thought that it was a little bit of a odd flavor, especially for American market. So that surprised me as well. Other than that, nothing. I was surprised actually by Shane's top 45, pleasantly surprised, where he included Full of Heart. that really, really took me by surprise, because that showed me that, I always knew that he pays attention to everything, but, to notice product that we maybe didn't market enough. We released it, it's doing well, but we didn't give it enough respect, I think. But the fact that he acknowledged that product really meant the world to me. That it was noticed.
Shane, did you have a favorite out of 486 drops last year?
A singular favorite?
Yeah.
No, I did not. Actually, you know what? I will say my most favorite, and this isn't for any reason other than the fact that it was just weird, was the David Fish. The cod.
Well, I meant the Apollon line. I meant under the Apollon line.
Oh, you mean out of all of the Apollo stuff?
Yeah, last year.
What the hell?
Guest appearance.
You can walk away.
Hey, what's up, Ava?
Just saying hello. What the hell did you get there? Anyway. Probably the Emperor, the revamped version.
Okay.
That was probably one of my favorites. I think out of Apollon side.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Strange one, but I think it's. I just really like that product.
So for Lucas and Chris, I'm on a thread with Robert and Shane here. Has anybody tried the basic Buffalo Wings whey protein? Shane, you want to talk about that, brother? That just looks terrible.
What do you mean? You just explained it pretty well. It is a buffalo wing flavored protein powder that they made. It wasn't an April Fool's joke. It was launched on April Fool's, but it was legit. It was real. I mean, it's what it says it is.
But I mean, you tried it and you liked it?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't like it. I'm not going to drink it every day. Like not going to put a post workout, but I liked the fact that they replicated it, right? Like they attempted it. I mean, if it was on point, you were never going to like it anyway. Like who the hell wants to drink liquid buffalo wings?
True. Okay. So I'm assuming nobody else has tried it.
Nope.
Nope.
Right.
But I respect the fact that they did it. I mean, I always like when somebody takes a risk. It's a cool thing to see. But no, I haven't tried it.
So Shane, I want to go to your website for a minute here. We'll get to the questions here momentarily. But what's the deal with obviously creatine soda seeming to make a comeback? Has it finally been approved to kind of be stable? Can anybody talk about that?
I mean, it's not. It's not really like there's no completely stable solution. There's, as far as I'm aware, it's just people still putting creatine, or they're using Glanbia's Creabev, which is like a more stable in solution. But to be honest, I don't think it's. I had this conversation with someone the other day. I think it's going to be like creatine gummies. Right? Like we already saw how unreliable they are. We already saw people do some tests and show that some don't have absolutely anything in them, but that hasn't stopped people from doing them. I anticipate that even there'll be brands that'll be probably doing some things to prevent breakdown. I think it's not going to stop the rush. I've seen about 5 or 10 in the last month or so. It's going to be pretty swift, I imagine.
Do you think people are trying to still live off of the Bang energy of Jack Owak's creation?
I mean, his creation proved there was creation really in the creatine in there. So I mean, it was. I don't really think anyone's following his lead. I don't think if you ask half these people, they probably wouldn't necessarily know that the whole deal with that creatine. I think that they've just seen how well creatine's taken off and throwing it in a drink. Makes sense.
Okay. And then you were on a kick the other day for drinks also. There was another one you had here. The plant-based. Has anybody come out with a pea-based liquid protein? I should say canned protein?
This was Lucas. This was Lucas's tip. but I didn't see it. But this isn't new. That's not anything new. I've seen a pea-based like protein drink and clear. I'm pretty sure My Protein probably did it.
Yeah.
But it's just weird that it's a meat company doing it.
Plant-based.
That's just the weird part. And they did 10 grams and 20 grams, 2 versions. I thought that was quite a very strange way to go.
I'm assuming you haven't tried it yet.
Oh, hell no. I don't plan on trying it. It's a carbonated no. I don't like plant-based protein shakes that aren't clear and in a can. I can't imagine what the hell this is going to be like.
Okay. All right. So, guys, I had a couple of questions come in. Obviously, what are your thoughts on companies using trademarked ingredients? Chris, what does it make your decision any easier? Do you lean towards it? Do you lean against it, Chris?
No, absolutely not. I actually wrote an article on this, I don't know, a couple of months back. No, I don't really look for trademarked ingredients in products. If you have a good source, if you test, third-party test your primary ingredients, then there shouldn't be any problem. There are newer ingredients that I'm a bit skeptical about. Like I've seen generic dihydroberberine and even DL185 made in China. And yeah, I wouldn't trust that. But other than a couple of new compounds, I don't care if something is trademarked or not.
What about you, Lucas? Does it make a difference to you?
No, I don't mind having them, but at the same time, it's not like something that needs to be in formulas for me. I usually care about what's in the product itself and what kind of ingredients are used in what dosages, and based on that, I make my assumptions.
So, Robert, from a brand owner, you use them in some of your formulas. Do you feel they help sell the product more, or like, what's your rationale?
You see, the thing is that our market is probably more guys like Chris and Lucas, people that actually read the labels and they understand. So the knowledge level is a little bit higher. We're not going to go after somebody who, I've seen on TikTok when Eric and Masha did TikTok, somebody said, "Oh, I think that Psychotic by Insane Labs is a better product than Hooligan." I mean, that's obviously not our market. That's somebody who doesn't understand labels, doesn't understand ingredients. So somebody like, again, like Lucas and somebody like Chris, those are the guys that are our market. They will read the labels and they understand the difference between trademarked and generic. And in most cases, I agree with both of them. I agree with what Chris said. In most cases, you can go with generic, absolutely no issues. To be honest with you, if it's going to say, in some cases it's important, like he just mentioned, but in most cases it's not. Like, perfect example, and again, not to criticize, just an example, but CDP choline and cognizin, CDP choline generic is just fine. If you get it from a good source, it's a great ingredient that per kg it's going to cost you less than $100, and you can go full 500 milligram, no issues whatsoever. Cognizant is over $300 a kg. I mean, if you're formulating a good product, just including Cognizant is going to look great on a panel, but at the same time, it's limiting you to put other good ingredients because now your product is so expensive that you won't be able to sell. I mean, it just makes it very, very challenging. So in some cases, it's important. We had some issues with CreaPure. Number one, they very, very difficult to deal with, like extremely difficult. The company is just a pain in the ass. And then you pay a lot more than for regular creatine monohydrate that comes from China, comes from India. You test it, it's 98, 99% purity, but it costs a fraction of that cost. Now, number one, it's good because you can make a great standalone product, or you can use it as part of the formula and still make a kick-ass product. So sometimes I think having a trademark ingredient is great, but sometimes it's just overpriced, and especially if you know that it's exactly the same and you're selling it to a knowledgeable consumer, makes absolutely no difference. It's just going to work just as fine. And especially if you do, if you work with a good manufacturer, GMP, they have a certificate of analysis, you do third party testing, you have absolutely nothing to worry about, but it's just going to help you create a better formula.
To be honest, I thought you were going to say 3D pump as you.
Yeah, perfect example.
You need to understand who you are working with and who you are, going to bed with at the same time, because if you have a good relationships and the manufacturers that makes your products or they offerings, if you can trust them and you know that they are legit guys, and you don't need like a super fancy trademark ingredients to have a complete formula, but at the same time, you always pay for trademark ingredients. But to me, what baffles me the most is that when you see these custom made trademark ingredients, because nowadays everyone can make their own trademark ingredient and call it Lucas Dick, for example, and sell it in like $100 per tub or something like that, so it's just like a fancy marketing scheme, I would say.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Chris, I know you posted that you got some hands on Somatomax. What did you think of it with the Phenobut?
Well, it was kind of underwhelming, to be honest. I kind of expected more. I mean, but looking at all these reviews from all these, uh, I don't know, high steam junkie fiends, and they use Somatomax and they say, "Oh man, it puts me to sleep right away. I wake up feeling, some wake up feeling nauseated, groggy, some wake up feeling completely rested." For me, it was just a regular night's sleep. I mean, nothing more, nothing less. Probably a bit better. I mean, like 10% better sleep, but it was kind of underwhelming for, I don't know, I think it has around 3.5 grams of Fenibut.
Jeez.
It
You
was,
know what?
so maybe I got a bad batch, I don't know. Maybe I got a counterfeit
I've got the
product, but
same
I
I've
don't
got
think
the same
so.
batch as you, man.
Yeah, yeah, I know, uh, but to me it was underwhelming.
You know what? This is why I respect him so much. This is exactly what he just said. That's exactly why I respect him so much, because no bullshit. I mean, if you take the product itself, it's a decent product. It's not as great as people think it is, and it's not because, well, we don't have right now a sleep formula. We're gonna come up. Well, we have in a pill form, but from dusk till dawn. And again, I'm probably gonna kind of turn my own horn. I think it's a far better product when it comes as a sleep formula. And it's not just ours. There are a couple of formulas out there that are far better than some Somatomax, in my opinion, because I think what people fail to understand is what Phenibut is for. It's a Russian prescription medication, and it's not a sleep ingredient. It was never meant for sleep. It helps you sleep, but it's not for sleep. It's basically to calm you down. It's almost like a drug. It's basically kind of like create that euphoric state of being where you relax, kind of like, I would say, a prescription theanine, just way more enhanced than obviously a pharmaceutical. It's a pharmaceutical drug. So yes, it does have that relaxation thing but it's not a sleep product. It's not a sleep ingredient. So if you put it in any formula that has theanine and proprietary blend and a bunch of, or for example, what is the other one that Russians really like? Um, it's a
Nupapt?
herb. What's that?
You mean Nupapt?
Yeah, new Pepsi is for focus, yeah, but it's kind of like a new Pepsi because the new Pepsi is also Russian. So you have a couple of those ingredients that help you relax, but it's not like melatonin that helps you sleep or like Xylaria that helps you sleep, like specific those ingredients that actually help you sleep. So I agree with Chris, it will relax you. It's not going to enhance the quality of your sleep. It will put you out where you're going to be very relaxed. In fact, a lot of Russian speaking people, they use Phenibut for a completely different purpose, is when they have a tragedy like a death in a family or something like that. It helps them
Depression.
relax. Yeah, it calms them down. It just makes them relax, and it helps them, psychologically kind of be in this, dozy kind of a state of mind where it's like a drug. It's basically like a drug. So if you put it in a sleep formula, and especially if it's, what is it, 3 grams or something, that's a lot.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, because the typical dose is 250 to 500 milligram. Rarely you will see 1,000 milligram. That's very, very rare. Most of the time it's 250, 500, and it's actually taken throughout the day, not necessarily before you go to sleep. It's something that helps you relax and calm down and puts you in that relaxed state of mind. That's pretty much it. So what Chris described, I fully agree with him. I think that's correct. That's a perfect, it works, but it doesn't work where it puts you into that deep sleep, quality sleep kind of mode. It mostly, what it does, it relaxes you. So if you're relaxed and you're drowsy, more than likely you will fall asleep, especially at night.
So is it safe to say we're not going to see any Phenibut from you, Robert?
Well, considering it's a gray area, and because of Shade awarding us 3 brand of the years, and having so much visibility, I think it's safe to say we're going to stay away from it.
All right, well, wait a minute.
Maybe
Go ahead. Go ahead, Lucas.
maybe anarchy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the only
I
way.
was thinking just that.
Yeah.
Speaking of gray, because somebody actually emailed me or commented here, you had talked about a pre-workout dropping some DMAA or DMHA in it. Is it still going to come to
Well,
fruition?
let's just say that 3rd brand of the year put the end to that.
Okay. You don't defer to the little sister anarchy. Kind of sits as an independent.
Yeah, no, probably I'm gonna pass. Like, I'm gonna concentrate. Assassin is a badass product that is very, very strong. By the way, Chris, I have to send it to you and to you, Lucas. So I'll be shipping it to you shortly.
Oh,
But
awesome, man.
it's very strong as is. I don't think it requires any DMHA.
So it'll be a two scooper for Lucas.
I said,
For Lucas, it's a sleep formula.
yeah, I said to I said to Robic when he won the 3-time title
He told me to stay
uh,
away from it.
from Shane. Yeah, I told him just to chill. You need to set the standard, and just play
Yeah,
your
it's
role
true. He did
in
say it.
this industry. So yeah, that's what Apollon needs to do right now, because due to the fact that they are right now like a three-peat, I don't think that anyone did that in the history of Stacked. So I think that
Yeah, we had this conversation. Lucas is actually telling, yeah, he's telling the truth. We had a conversation because I did say that I was planning to do it, and he basically sent me a text message. He says, "Don't do it," and that was before we even won. I mean, we were, nominated. He goes to me, "No," he says, "It's not a good idea. Stay away from it." And then once the 3rd brand of the year was done, and it was pretty much, we had a meeting. And we said, "Okay, he's right. We have to stay away from it."
So wait, Shane, since we kept talking about the award here, is that a knockout in your eyes for any brand that might use some gray substances?
What do you mean by like a knockout? Like,
Meaning if a brand has some good products, but they're using DMAA, they might be using some other gray, would that eliminate them from a potential nomination?
yeah, I've never actually been put in that position before, so
That's a good question.
I don't think it would happen.
Well, there you go, Robert. You can use it next product.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. No, I'm torn on that one. I've never been presented with the problem, so
All right,
maybe
might want to add that
yes,
to the handbook.
maybe no.
All right, Shane, I defer to you here because you're the energy drink guy. So I got two bums here: a cream soda, and a hard to kill. What should I open up here?
I said 2 bums, dude. It sounds weird. Wait, what were the flavors?
Cream soda, and then this other one here that's called, I don't know what the hell this is, hard to kill, which is a strawberry lemonade.
I have heard the hard to kill is really good, but then I'm only saying that because I'm not a cream soda fan, and I heard that's one of the better ones.
Okay. All right. So
Either's good.
It is good. So, Robert, when are you dropping? When is the Dust to Dawn going to be available again?
We're trying to make it happen before the Arnold Classic because, ironically, I remember that Arnold Classic UK is when I actually brought a couple of containers or one container for Shane before it was even released a couple of years ago. So in that tradition, considering Lucas and Shane are going to be there, I'm trying to make sure that I'm going to bring it for them. So it's either going to be April or March, but I'm shooting before the Arnold UK.
Okay. So I'll open this to the group here. Someone had asked, what do you guys think of the Trend Twins brand and Phil Heath's brand? I know, Robert, you and I have discussed it. I don't know if Lucas or Chris have seen those brands at all. I know, obviously, Shane has.
Yeah, I'm gonna go last. Let them answer.
Remind me the name of the Trend Twins brand.
Do you remember, Shane, off the top of your head?
It's Ferox or something like that.
Feral or Ferox, something.
Feral, yeah.
That brand's really good because of the person that's behind it. You might have noticed that it's got some pretty damn good formulas and some pretty like strong strategies. There's a guy that's like been in the industry for a while and he's helping do a lot of that, if not all of it. So like when I heard that, I was like, okay, this makes more sense now because they do some good shit. Considering most influencer brands are not very good.
Mediocre.
I mean, yeah, mediocre's probably been kind.
I'm being kind.
Okay, so wait a minute here. So I know who they are, but I haven't looked at them. I don't know if you guys can see any of this here.
For an influencer brand, it's pretty good.
2 scooper beta alanine 4 grams, taurine 2 grams, elevate 150, trigger, which I've never. Oh, L-aspartic acid. Do people still use D-aspartic acid shit nowadays? Besides like a test formula? Uridine, caffeine's at 300, theobromine, dynamine. It's not bad.
It's those are, you know what Shane said. I'm honestly like not overly impressed with the formulas, but I think when you take into account that it's the influencer brand, and I know who is behind the brand too. I mean, it's pretty good. It's definitely above average for sure. There are a couple of ingredients and questions when it comes to formulas, but overall, when it comes to influencer brand, they pretty solid.
I mean, Robert, take out obviously Apollon Gym Classic for $32. This is kind of a bare bones, but it's not bad.
No. They definitely not bad.
I've never heard of Celtic sea salt before. Interesting. Okay, and what about anybody want to comment on Phil Heath's brand? Seven Labs? Is it 7 Labs?
It's definitely a more mainstream brand. So Phil is going for a bit different crowd than other brands. So yeah, I think we shall see. He just started the brand, right? He launched like 4 SKUs
November
or something.
Yeah, November was like 6 or 7 SKUs, I believe.
I'll tell you this. We talked to Phil, me, Shane, Phil, and our distributor from Europe. I'm obviously not a fan of how he does certain things, and I told him that, and he actually agreed. But at the same time, he is going for a different market. He does. I mean, let's not deny the obvious. He does rely on the fact that he's Phil Heath, which obviously, especially in Middle East, in those countries, it's definitely going to go a long way. I think it could have been a little bit different. I'm not going to say necessarily better, but different. But at the same time, he does have people behind it. The I thought packaging could be a little bit better, but at the same time, he's a good guy. He's a great guy, and I think what he's trying to do is cool. And I think that what Lucas said, time will tell. It's still very very fresh. One thing I can tell you, and Shane can attest to this. I tried. I don't know about the quality. I don't know anything about that, but I tried these gummies and they by far the best gummies. I'm not an expert, but from what I've tried, those are the best gummies I have ever tried. They're the packaging, the gummies themselves, the texture, they just on the next level. That's like really, really, really good. That's impressive.
So when he launched the gummies, I texted him and I was like, Phil, what the fuck are you doing, man? but at the same, he was laughing. He was laughing at me because he said that he's going for a different market and so on. Plus the gummies are delicious and so on. I didn't try them yet, or I didn't try any of his SKUs that he launched, but I'm in contact with him all the time, and I'm sending him some suggestions as far as the new products and what he can do with his brand and so on. But he's definitely on the right track in my opinion. And with the gifted not going well, as we all know,
Is
I
it
think
still
that
around?
No, that's
no,
died years ago.
Yeah.
no. So I think that this new line 7, I think, will do much better than gifted. Plus he
Let's
has
hope. He's a good guy, and I wish him all the best. But I can tell
yeah.
you, those gummies are the best tasting gummies. Like I couldn't stop eating them. They were phenomenal.
Hey, Robert, we discussed it. I told him this at dinner, and Shane was there. I said I had a completely different opinion. I thought he was arrogant, and I wasn't a fan of his. But sitting down at dinner with him, I'm a fan
Yeah,
of
he's a
him
he's a
himself.
great guy. Great guy. I mean, maybe back in the day, and he actually said it himself. He was fighting for a title. He was focused. It takes a little bit of arrogance. It takes a little bit of that. Hard ass approach where you're very very confident. You have to be confident if you're a champion, if you are somebody who is fighting. If you don't believe in yourself and you don't believe in your abilities, it's almost you failed from the get-go.
Yep.
I remember meeting him years ago at FIBA, probably going back 7 8 years ago, maybe 9. And he was not, yeah, that's probably like 9 10 years ago. Actually, I think he was still a Mr. Olympia, and he was not very pleasant. He wasn't nasty, but he was not very pleasant. And then when I met him now and I got to interact with him after Shane made the introduction on the phone, and meeting him in person and talking to him after the seminar, exchanging text messages, I will not say nothing but good things about him. I think he's a great guy. And I can only speak from. There was another guy who was at the seminar who I was not impressed with, but but Phil is definitely yeah, no surprise there.
But we'll
But
talk
Phil,
offline.
yeah, but Phil was a great guy. Honestly, I wish him all the best. I hope his line takes off, and good for him. Hopefully, it succeeds.
Well, Rob, I hope I'm not betraying your trust, but I know you've said that if he was available, and you'd have him back to a seminar in the future.
Absolutely, without any hesitation. Great personality. You've seen it yourself. You were there. How he interacted with each and every one. When we went out to eat, he was just one of the guys. He was not Mr.
Yeah.
Olympia, Phil Heath. He was just a regular guy, giving time to everybody. Well, I met him at the airport, took him to the airport. The conversations we had, just absolutely great. And I remember when Shane, actually, because Shane is largely responsible, and I'm grateful to him for that, for Phil being at the seminar. And when he mentioned him, I actually was a little bit standoffish. I was like, I don't know, based on rumors, based on what I've seen myself 10 years ago, I was like, I don't know about that. And Shane goes, no, talk to him. And again, we talked on the phone for like an hour, and the rest is history. I will not say anything negative about him. Great guy.
All right, Lucas, I'll ask you, since you're the bodybuilding guru, because I know you follow every single podcast. If you had a crystal ball, do you think Phil would ever come back,
No,
even for the money?
no. It's not gonna happen.
Okay.
No. Maybe if you will ask this question like 2 years ago or something like that, maybe then yes, but now it's not gonna happen.
Okay.
Phil is in the completely different mindset, and
Yeah.
he's not gonna think about even I think even if they're gonna offer him the 1 mil that everyone talks about, still I don't think he's gonna do it. So yeah.
Yeah. I agree with you. So we talk about this ad nauseum here. So someone said Lee Priest re-signed with Species a couple of months ago, and now he's with a new company. Anybody's thoughts? Once again, a brand person jumping from brand to brand to brand.
Since we are honest here, I'm gonna talk about this in the open. And again, I have to thank Lucas for this. Lucas, I can say it, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Um,
Can't blue ball us now.
No, because he was involved. So I don't. I know Lucas doesn't give a shit, but I have to be polite about this. So just around the seminar, Lee Priest approached us about signing him, and Lucas was basically, he texted me right away, and he says absolutely no. And he goes to me, in fact, let me do this, let me talk to him. So I actually stepped aside, and Lucas was talking to him. And Lucas reached out to me, and he goes, you know what? No, you can't sign him. And, we talked here also. And I remember that Lee said to us that if you don't sign me, I'm going to sign with Species.
Uh-oh.
And yeah, and we said, you know what? I mean, honestly, I didn't know whether he was bluffing or not, because that could have been the case, but apparently he was not bluffing, because he did, basically sign or whatever, or had an agreement or a handshake with Dave, and he represented Species. That's exactly what he did. And we said no. And then, now we see 2 3 months later, and he's already with another brand. And that's exactly what I stand against. I mean, that's just, I'm sorry, that's just not me. That's again, I would say I dodged the bullet thanks to Lucas. And I'm glad how things worked out.
You know what, though, Rob? It's almost to the point. I mean, that's a little premature, but I think it's almost the point now. It's like you expect it every year. Nobody has longevity anymore.
No, no. They jump from brand to brand, and I think that the credibility has gone down so much, where athletes are all over the place. I could obviously name names, but I don't think it's even needed, because it's right in front of you, and you can see all these things that are happening. Guys are jumping from brand to brand, regardless what that brand represents, regardless what it is.
Rob,
Yeah,
the classic guy.
yeah. So I mean, it's just, and it's not like, in some cases I know, for example, what they make and what they going to make, because it's a small industry, and they willing to move. There is one bodybuilder. He hasn't made a pro debut yet, but he's not bad. He reached out to us praising Apollon. He uses only Apollon products. It's the best brand. It's the best this. And we said, we willing. He doesn't have a big following or anything like that. And we said, let's try and see how it goes. Obviously he wanted immediately shitload of money. And as soon as we said, no money, let's see what you got. Show us what you can do, you know. And he immediately went with another brand. And and I know for a fact he's not making anything there. I know that for a fact. But the thing is like immediately, oh, this is the best brand. This is the only brand that I used throughout my career. I'm like, this is getting old. Nobody's buying it. Nobody's believing that. You have guys today that are changing literally companies every year, not realizing that they're hurting their own credibility, but they also hurting, their peers, the industry, where people are not looking at them favorably, because what is the point? Today you're with one brand, and then the next day you're with another. You have right now Samson. He was with Hostile. Now he's with My Protein. I mean, obviously, and it doesn't take a genius to realize that the only reason for that is obviously money. My Protein can afford them. Is My Protein a better brand than Hostile? That's up for argument, but it's about money. Sam Sulek is no longer with Hostile. Martin was, I believe, with Rice. Then he was 1 year with Hostile. Now he is with
Raw.
Oh, or HD.
with Raw.
Raw.
So when you jump from brand to brand so quickly, I mean, every year you're just looking for a better contract. And I understand, I totally understand. You want to get paid, you want to succeed, you want to make money. I totally understand. But it's not like you're going from BMW to Mercedes. You're actually going from a good brand to maybe lesser brand, just because they're giving you $500 more or 1,000 more. You can take Nick Walker, for example. He was with HD, then he was with Raw, then he was with HD again, then he was, I think, with Hostile, then he was with Condemned Labs. I mean, it's only in a matter of a couple of years. So, what is the moral of the story? Who believes that what he endorses is actually good?
Yeah. Chris, do you think influencers, I know you are not influenced by influencers because you're smart, but do influencers have the pull like they have here in the US? And I'll flip that to
Oh yeah.
Lucas too.
Oh yeah. Yeah. The European market is extremely driven by influencers, by big personalities, by bodybuilding legends. That's why Kevin LeBron, Dorian Yates, even though they have, let's say, mediocre products, not saying bad, but not great products, they sell extremely well in Europe because they do Europe tours. They've been to European countries promoting their products. They came even to Romania to promote their products, and they sell like crazy here. And yes, even small time influencers with, I don't know, 10,000, 20,000 followers, they sell a lot because people don't bother reading labels over here. They just go, look, this product is good. I use this. Okay, so if this is good enough for, I don't know, Kevin Lebroni, it's good enough for me. It's just like that. I dare to say that the American consumer is more educated than the European one,
Lucas,
You
far
know
you
what?
more
I actually
educated.
wanted to ask you, and I guess you, Chris, Lucas, and Shane, because that's I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe not. Because I don't want to say that American consumer is more educated. I don't know about that. What I do know is because, for example, if you take the Indian market, I get a lot of DMs from
Hmm.
India, and the Indians, they know the ingredients, they know the supplements. I'm actually very impressed by them. So that aside, you just said bodybuilding legend like Dorian Yates, Kevin Levroni, Branch Warren, who else? Ronnie Coleman. All these guys are legends without a doubt. But what I did notice is, and maybe you can explain, maybe Shane can do a better job, but over here in United States, they have little to no influence. Like in terms of, I mean, the buying power, people are not buying because of them. And trust me, I can prove it. But they have absolutely no influence. Well, very minimal, so to speak. But when I look at Europe, they have a major influence. I'm not talking about influencers. I'm talking about the bodybuilding legends. They are greatly respected over there, and people actually buy Dorian Yates product and Kevin and all that. Why do you think is that?
Um I just told you we are less educated when it comes to ingredients, when it comes to compounds. The European market isn't that open to new ingredients, to, I don't know, stuff like nitrates, stuff like vasodrive, nitrosigine. Uh, we are very strictly, how do you say it, regulated? Regulated, is that a word over there? There are very strict regulations,
okay?
in the European Union. So most products are mediocre. Most products look kind of the same, have kind of the same ingredients. So what sets them apart? Well, the person promoting them. That's why you know brands like Dorian Yates, like Kevin Levroni, like Ronnie Coleman are doing so great. Brands like mediocre brands like, for example, Jim Beam. I'm sure Lucas knows Jim Beam. They're
Yeah.
a Hungarian brand. They have lots of fairly decent influencers across Europe, and they are selling like crazy. They are selling like you wouldn't believe.
I have another question. Is I noticed that legends, bodybuilding legends, have a lot of respect in Europe. Would you say that the legends, again, from the 80s and 90s and 2000s, are better or more respected than the current pros like
For
Hadi
sure.
and Nick and Derek?
Yeah, yeah, 100%. Uh, Not because they were better, but it's just this kind of melancholy for things that have passed. For I don't know, when things they thought were better. Uh, I see this all the time, and even on foreign pages. Uh, oh, current bodybuilders are on shit. The 90s was the golden era. Kevin LeBron would have won the Olympia if he brought his best package into 2025, and that's just not the case. I mean, bodybuilders like Kevin DeVron, like I don't know, Sean Ray wouldn't make top 6 at the Olympia this year or in 2025. And I follow a lot of bodybuilding pages, Romanian bodybuilding pages, and when somebody posts a picture of, let's say, Nick Walker, everybody goes, "Oh, he wouldn't compare to someone like Kevin O'Brien or someone like Sean Ray or Flex Wheeler." I don't see why. I mean, those guys. The pictures you see today are low quality. The videos you see of them are very low resolution, and that's why they look ripped. That's why they look peeled to the bone. But they had similar issues to the ones we see today. They were out of shape, like more often than none. They were full of synthol as well. If you look at I don't know, Dexter Jackson, I don't know in which year he came with absolutely humongous calves. If you look at Nasseris, if you look at Flex,
Milos.
Milos, yeah. You know, they were full of it.
Like you said, Robert, it's just interesting though that the Europeans support the nostalgia. We're here, like we respect the nostalgia, but we want today's athletes.
Okay.
Lucas, you want to comment anything on that?
No, I just wanted to chime in as far as the influencers, because to be honest, I'm not following anyone besides Shane. So he's my top. he's my top favorite influencer of all time, especially when he builds his home. So yeah, that's always good to see.
Sounds like he was a homeless.
Yeah. My favorite Kiwi. But yeah, besides that, to be honest, I don't give a fuck about the influencers, their lines and so on. We can see it so many times. Of course, I still think that the pros have good cues and so on, but at the same time, we are in this weird social media stuff, that it's evolving, and that's why people like Sam, people like Trend Twins and so on have a massive following, and based on that, you can see them growing, and that's why they are gaining more popularity and pushing back the old-timers like Jay and so on. Still, Jay and Phil and the Gasparis, all these guys are still relevant, but at the same time you can see this trend.
Yep. So Shane, there was actually a question that came in for you regarding that. Which industry personalities have made the most impact to a brand?
What do you mean, industry personalities?
I guess someone that's not affiliated with the brand. I just basically which industry personality have made the most impact to a brand. That's what the question that came in.
Jim Stepani, probably.
Think so?
Well, I mean, he kind of like, you get brands where you're the face, but I remember someone telling me a story about before he started his brand, he had a column in, maybe it was Muscular Development, maybe whatever one it was. And he would write columns about ingredients. It would be like citrulline. And so this was going on for like years. And they'd be like, oh, how much should you have? This was back when they sold them like individually. He'd be like 6 grams. And so he had this following from this, and he obviously had his weight loss programs and stuff. And he had this audience that knew what it was they needed to get at what dose. And remember, this was before anyone really it was blends and no one really kind of put consistent amounts. Then when he does his brand, it's not him that's really the face. It's not his body necessarily. It's not his, it's what he believed in that drew, and everyone that followed him was like, oh shit, he's gone and put 3.2. He's gone and put 6. Like, no matter what your belief is, he he wasn't influenced about. He wasn't planning on doing a supplement company across all those years. He just that's what he told people. That's what the science said. And then, like usually, you have a theme. You have a athlete or something. But he was a personality that, his education that he wasn't trying to sell supplements on is the I guess you could say the blueprint for gym, and it's untouched today. That original pre-workout still exactly the same.
What about like a Christian Guzman? Would he be considered like?
Yeah, but none of these guys are like. He's an influencer. He's not necessarily I guess he didn't really impact the brand. He more or less helped sell whatever it was that he was representing. He could have put 150 milligrams of caffeine in 3D. He could have put beta alanine for anyone cared. I don't think it would have. It was him that was selling it. Whereas in Jim's case, he was influencing the entire thing from the ground up, which isn't something that I don't think many people could. Maybe caged, but it's a little bit different now that he's not there. So I mean, like you don't get many of those, if any.
Okay. What are you guys' thoughts on TikTok for the industry? As a whole, I fucking hate it. But anyway.
Bro, I have zero knowledge. I'm not on TikTok. I'm not using this platform at all. I don't know what's going on out there. So.
Well, Lucas, it took you 22 years to get on Instagram. I mean, damn.
Fuck, dude, I'm 41 years old, man. I really.
Robert and I are in our 50s.
I'm an old fart, So yeah, to me, it's just like completely different dimension,
Chris,
just a few years ago, I started my IG, so you can imagine, how fucked up I am. So yeah, man.
So is this year you're opening OnlyFans? Is that what I hear?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Sign me up. Like you open a box, right, and you just slowly make sure you stroke it first, and then you slowly take that seal off. Yeah.
That's a cool concept.
Put some lipstick on it as well. It'll be tasteful.
The Wolf of OnlyFans.
Yeah, I'm gonna think about it, man.
No one's gonna sign up but me.
I will have only one subscriber. That's all. That's all what I need.
Masha can be your ambassador. She'll get the sales for you.
No, it needs to be Lucas. We need Lucas. Some Barry White in the background. It's easy.
Oh,
got it.
My boy. That's a good tune.
Okay, but no, for me, I know there's a couple of good brands on, like Apollon. There's a few good brands, but folks, if you're watching this, 99% of the shit on there is all prop blended, just bullshit. I hate it. But anyway.
It's impulse buying though, isn't it? It's like I remember seeing how the process was in China, and like you're meant to not leave it. The whole concept is that you're educated on whatever you watch, you go and buy it super quick. No, like it's not a consumer that's going to go, I'll check out who else might have this. Is this a good ingredient? That's it. They just need to be convinced on the video. Buy. It's there. It's a very different. So anyone that sells really well usually is like, not always, but usually they are positioning themselves around that process, right? It's like, hey, this does this, and this. Some of it might be true, some of it might not. And then they happen to sell a product that has just that done. Like the end to end, it's not much else to it. But there are some, like you said, Apollon, that aren't built around that concept, but there are very clearly many that are coming up that are that's their whole bread and butter.
Yeah.
Sean, put your BS aside.
Okay.
When you're choosing a brand, what's your main thing that you're looking for?
Obviously, the quality and the ingredients.
Okay, so besides Apollon, which brands you think are worthy your money?
That's funny. That's one of the questions I was going to ask everybody, what brands to watch out for this year. I don't fool around too much, Lucas. I mean, and this is not stroking Robick's ego, but I mean, as I say, Apollon's almost a one-stop shop now. Like I would get products from different brands because Robick was missing certain categories, but The only thing that I really divert to is sometimes I pick up some different protein powders.
Okay.
You know, like I'll be completely honest and not don't throw any shade, Robic. I was at Vitamin Shop earlier and they were doing the Chris Bumstead buy one get one. So I was like, you know what? It's a good deal. It's isolate, so I picked it up for a song. You know, and then basically I get individual, like I'll use NutriCost if I need individual like ingredients or like vitamins, individual vitamins or supplements like a selenium or something along those lines. But I mean, I can show you my closet here. It's I hate to say it, not say it, but it's 85% Apollon.
You know what, and yeah, no, I mean, absolutely. In terms of like protein, especially, you might try flavor, and there are some good quality proteins, and like I said, I'm totally okay with it. I mean, I would probably do it too, just to try something. But it's yeah, we try to do like a one shop stop. But I think that I will agree with Shane in terms of Jim Stepani, because the thing is that I do feel like Apollon has influenced the market quite a bit in recent years, because I see that people are trying to do what we are doing, and I noticed that we definitely put a certain level in certain products, in certain categories. There is definitely unmistakably on a different level, and even revolutionary in a sense. But Jim Stepani, and again, not being biased or anything like that, because I have nothing to do with that brand. I wasn't even a big fan of Jim Stepani, but yeah, when he used to write for magazines, I used to read his articles, and they were actually very, very, very good. With a lot of knowledge. The guy is I think he has a PhD or something. He's definitely a doctor. And when he came up with his brand, I've used Jim's products. And some of his products are actually very, very good. And I know Mark Glazer probably not going to be happy about what I'm going to say, because he had the full transparency way before Jim Stepani did. Uh, so that's, kudos to Mark. But unfortunately, and I have to speak my mind, but Jim Stepani is the one who basically did the whole revolution with full transparency. He was the one who literally pointed out to full transparency and made it a thing where all of brands, including Apollon, has followed that trend, and he made it popular. He was the first one to really speak about it, to point out the consumer, to educate the consumer. So his influence on the market is tremendous. What he's done is remarkable. Yes, his pre-workout has BCAAs, and I'm just like many others, don't think that BCAAs have any place in pre-workout. But what I will respect is the fact that he stuck to his guns, and he was like, well, fuck all of you. I believe that BCAAs should be in a pre-workout. And he kept them there. And to be honest with you, I was impressed. I was impressed because if, let's be honest, if you like Hooligan or Assassin or whatever, if I would put BCAAs in it, you would say, why the fuck do you even put BCAAs in it? You would still buy the product because, I mean, let's be honest, it doesn't really make the product worse. It's just there. And so who gives a shit? But he stuck to his guns, and I think his influence on the whole industry is tremendous. Might be, I don't know, I don't know how long Jim's been around in terms of the brand, but I think probably around 12 years. I think so. They were before Apollon, so I think maybe 13 years. And I don't think anyone made as much of an impact in the last 10, 12 years like Jim Stepani. And when it comes to brand, I think that Ghost literally made a huge impact. I mean, in terms of marketing, in terms of the approach, and let's be honest, they do have good products. And, because at the end, some people say, "Oh, these products are shit, but they for different market." No, shit products are shit products. Period. Ghost products, nobody's going to be able to say that they shit. They are good products, but the marketing, they literally showed us how it's done. They revolutionized, in my opinion, the industry, and those are good products. I mean, and the brand is solid. So Jim Stepani, Ghost, I mean, they made a huge difference. Well, on the other hand, to Lucas's question, what other products I would use other than Apollon? I would use Jim Stepani, some of his products. I definitely would use NutraBio. I'm not a biggest fan when it comes to their flavors, but when it comes to their products, I mean, they absolutely outstanding.
Yeah, I agree. Chris, maybe this is for you or maybe for Robic. So Oh, never mind. I guess I
Oh,
scared him away.
mm.
So, Lucas, maybe you know this. Ingredients claim they come from different parts of the plant, the leaf, the fruit, etc. Do you know which is the best? And I've done research, and I think it depends on the actual ingredient. But I don't know, Robert or Lucas, maybe there's something you can comment on.
It's such a broad question, so it's hard to.
That would be my answer.
It's it's hard to say, man. It's it's very general what you said. So you need to like take a look at every manufacturer, what kind of offerings they have, what kind of extract they offer. You need to look at the lab tests, all the stuff that uh, they're producing, which are they producing, if they are importing something, exporting what, and so on, so on, so on, so on. So I would.
Because Chris, the question was ingredients come from, and this I'm assuming they're more like hawthorn berry and kind of more herbs and whatnot. Ingredients claim they come from different parts of the plant. Is one part better than the other? The leaf, the body, the bark. I don't know if you've done any research that deep into like the standardization and things like that, Chris.
No, no, not really. Not really. I have no info on that. I know that I've been reading a bit of who are they, Tropics Depot, and they say that it's important when an extract comes from a leaf, from a stem, from the whole plant. But I haven't done much research on that. No.
Okay. And Robert, I think Masha's still on here, but someone wrote Apollon protein has been excellent, but since Masha has been involved, it's on a new level.
It's true. It's 100% true. I mean, our protein was always, we were criticized at one point for flavors when it comes to pre-workouts, but they evolved tremendously, in large part because of her. But our protein right now, I think that in the last 2 years, the flavors have evolved simply to the level that we did not even know. So it's much, much better. So yeah, I agree with that.
Go ahead, Lucas.
No, I just wanted to say that she represents the brand very well, and Rob should be proud of her very, because I think that you know she was a big part of the success that uh, they got, as far as the brand growth, the marketing standpoint, and so on. And of course, Eric, don't forget Eric, that's also helping the brand grow. I think they are doing a really good job with how the products are being presented in the social media, because you know social media is free, as we all know. So you don't need much to make it profitable and to make it work. So
Yeah.
yeah.
You've been fortunate, Robert, to surround yourself with I'll say a good team. Because I don't think,
I
because you can't say one person. It's a team effort.
No, I agree, and I mean, I always try to give credit where credit is due, and even though it always comes to me in terms of like being kind of the center of the brand, so to speak. But I think Marina, Masha, Kay, and those are immediate people within the brand. But Lucas is right. Eric has been on my side probably from day one, even from the days when he was with Animal. He was always helping. He was always giving advice. Always was there for me. And it just goes without saying. I give praise to Lucas, but he deserves it. He's been supporting the brand before anyone knew about the brand, before Shane knew about the brand. Like I said again, he made the introduction to Stacked. He made the introduction to Shane, and he's been supporting the brand from day one. So when you surround yourself with certain people that actually give a shit, that makes a huge difference and makes it much easier. And they push me, and that's what it's all about. Because uh, honestly, at the end of the year, I think I said to Masha, I even said to Marina this. I said that I feel burned out. I really feel burned out. I'm tired. And but then seeing comments or posts or something like that will just give me a kick in the ass and fires me up even more. And we're off to a great start already in January. And I got my motivation back. I kind of snapped out of it very quickly, and I'm ready to go. But mostly in large because of people around me.
Yeah. So Shane, for you and everybody else can maybe comment, what are going to be the big categories this year within the supplement world?
The big categories, probably
Seems like
protein
energy.
beverage.
Yep, I was going to say the sodas.
Yeah, I think the clear, since the whole patent situation from the middle of last year, they've been rolling out left, right, and center, and I would obviously, I think creatine drinks is probably. I think a lot of people have just seen the bunch that have come out and are probably going to go try and develop their own. So I would anticipate June, July, you'd see a whole bunch more, if not more than that are already lined up. And then I suspect the attempted catch up to bear bells. We already seen a bit of it from the David Bronze bar, and then Redcon One doing a candy bar style, and then Quest doing a few efforts to try and compete with their taste. I would say there's probably a lot more trying to knock the king off the throne.
Do you think people are going to try to still continue to be creative with gummies, like getting a new category of gummy? Hydration.
I don't think. I don't think it's gummies that was popular this past year. It was creatine that drove that, because you didn't really see anything. I mean, there were a couple others, but none that was like as, oh, I'm going to do a creatine gummy now. Like people have always done gummies, the collagen, apple cider vinegar, all that stuff. I think you're just going to get more like creatine. Probably a lot of gummies, but I would think it's the creatine that's going to fly somewhere.
They just had to convince people, just to buy more creatine, and
Yeah.
So what's the best option to convince people to buy more creatine? Buy my fucking gummies, So yeah.
I feel like more brands now are now diversifying, like Robic did, bringing out a health line. Have you seen that more, Shane?
That was kind of already the case, like, for a while. I don't know if that's like, I mean, because right around the time Robic started doing his, Core did like, it was like 6 or 7 all at once. They didn't do anything more than that. And Robic's probably the only one that's really consistently expanded, and I would assume found great success with it and dug deeper into different areas. But Dragon Farm, if you remember, they had one as well at the time. That I think eventually got discontinued. There's a good amount of time where quite a few, but I think Robic's just the one that's like meaningfully held on and like kept innovating as he does in every category and stuff. So it fit his style, where there's others, I think, were doing it to like, hey, we're going to make a whole series, and if it doesn't take off, we'll get rid of it. Whereas Robic's like meaningfully adding these things for life, basically, which is what you want in a brand.
Robic, speaking of Healthline, do you want to share any more additional info on specialists, or is it still kind of under wraps? I know there's been little teasers.
Well, I think Shane was the only one who saw the formula, and I'll share with you guys after, off the air. I'll send it to you. But it's going to be revealed tomorrow. It's a formula. It's a product that I honestly was like going back and forth, whether we should do it, for a couple of years, probably 2 or 3 years. But last year we just said, you know what, it's a category that I think that is still wide open, because the thing is that pre-workouts, you have thousands of pre-workouts, different ones. Some are good, most are shit, but you still have quite a few that are good. And in this category, you have a couple of products that are, in my opinion, pretty decent, but there was so much that you could improve on. And I saw some holes where certain things were missing, even though they were claimed that, that they can do certain things, but they are not. But there was nothing else available. So there was somebody who told me maybe you should not do it, but he did it for different reasons. And especially like, oh, it might affect the sales of other products that you have, the health products, because this one covers everything, and I mean absolutely everything. But we have Tatka and we have Liver Lover, They don't hurt each other. We have ashwagandha in many products, and we have ashwagandha as the standalone. People will buy different things, and there's market for everything. It's just how you present it, how you market it, and how you direct it, and that's it. And how you identify your market. And we have Marina, obviously, who is a pharmacist, and I'm happy that I finally was able to introduce Lucas and Marina, and they both told me they had a great conversation. And I think her behind the line, and things that I learned, and Robert Chanetsky here and there helps me out with certain advice. And yesterday I actually included Chris in the group, where Chris was I was picking his brain as well because of his knowledge. So it's I think that category is definitely evolving, and this product in particular, I think, is just going to do something that no other product has done, in terms of how it covers everything. So, but that doesn't mean that we're not going to do any other health products throughout the year. There's going to be more, maybe not as many, but still, because this one is quite something. Where I had to even discuss with Shane the sleep formula. We were coming up. I showed him the new formula for From Dusk Till Dawn, and I told him that within the group we had a argument. We couldn't decide whether the sleep formula should be a white container or a black container. Is it a performance or is it a health product? And he put that to rest, and we're gonna take his advice. So I'm always open to suggestions.
Did I read that it was 10 to 12 caps on Specialist?
10.
Yeah.
So is it coming in a protein tub?
No. I mean, we've done 12. If you remember, the old kidney was 12.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it was 12. So this 10, but once you see the formula and you see how loaded it is, it makes sense. And you can always divide it, twice a day or something like that. You can split it.
Well, as we wind down, guys, I know people might have had questions. Anything else as we wind down? I know it's late for our international folks. Lucas, I'll ask you as we wind down here, being the bodybuilding guy, who's the 2 or 3 bodybuilders to watch out for this year?
Ooh, that's a good question. You know what? I would say, because I'm biased, I would say Joe Palacios.
Okay.
Colossus Can.
Yep.
And the third one, I will give some love for Luke Pritchard, who just won his pro card.
What about?
I think these guys.
I think Luke is taking the year off, but I think Quentin is finally going to find his groove. Quentin's long overdue.
Oh yeah, Quentin. Yeah. But I'm thinking more from the new guys.
Yeah.
Because Quentin is in the industry for quite some time now. So yeah, I give some love for the new guys, and I do think that these 3 guys, you need to look out for them.
Okay. Robert, aside from Specialist, anything to kind of tease for the next week or 2?
And well, Specialist right now, and then in February, I think we have Casanova and Hooligan 51.
Is Casanova going to have something a little edgy like the last one? A little extra treat in the box?
No, not that, but it will be edgy in terms
Sean,
of
you will still get your vibrator.
Yeah, it's gonna be edgy. We will definitely present it edgy, Especially, don't forget, I'm gonna tease a little bit. The previous one didn't have Masha on a team, so it's gonna be different.
And Shane, anything to announce for stock? Are you still moving along, business as usual?
Yeah, just chilling. Going to be flying over to the Arnold shortly, and then going to do a bit of Europe and the UK.
Okay.
Not Poland this year, Lucas. I'm getting close, but not Poland.
We're still gonna catch up, man.
Yeah. No, we'll be at the Arnold. FIBO, I'll be at FIBO for 3-4 days or something.
As usual.
Yeah, I think I leave Friday or Saturday. Yeah.
Right. And Chris, any announcements you want to share? Obviously, we love you on your Instagram. Real talk, real reviews.
I've been kind of inactive for a while on Instagram, but I'm planning to get back.
No, I'm the only
Other
one
than
who
that,
cannot
nothing
hear.
new.
Probably.
Excuse me,
What'd you say, Robik?
I'm the only one who cannot hear Chris. I'm gonna try to log out again. It's
Okay.
weird.
But
Okay,
everybody,
I
I
have
know
no idea why.
we've gotten a lot of feedback on doing this more often. If you want to see us more often, hit us up, DM us, because we'll try to do this more often. But as always, thank you so much for watching, and have a great week.
Yeah,
Take care,
you
everybody.
too, guys.
Take care, guys.
Take care.
Ciao.